Well, good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you today. It's looking a little cloudy outside, but it's still a great day, isn't it? Anyways, thank you so much for coming and joining with me this morning. We have a wonderful, wonderful lesson planned. I imagine you can see who's sitting here beside me. Actually, Kyler lent me this, and he is going to give us a really good hint of what we're going to be talking about today. So thank you, Kyler, for lending me your stuffy. It's
welcome.
Wonderful. All right, so let's see. Good morning, Kyler. I have Kyler right here with me, which is so nice. But I also have, I'm hoping we have Serenity with us. And Andre, we usually have you with us. Good morning, William and Jacob. If you're not out building your raised beds with your mom and dad, good morning to you. Ella and Clara, good morning, Clara. I hope you're feeling better. Ben, good morning, Ben. And Oliver and Foster, good morning. And good morning, Morgan and Tristan. And Bella Rose and Violet, I hope you're doing really well. And Jackson and Dawson, I hope you're doing really well as well. And Henry, I don't know if you're watching this morning, but if you are, good morning, Henry. And Tanner, oh, I think I have a craft that you're going to really like this week. And Elizabeth, if you're with us, good morning to you as well. It is great to have you all with us today. Now, you have seen my big hint here, haven't you? Yes, this is a sheep. And so we're going to be talking about sheep today, and we're going to be talking about the Good Shepherd as well. But the theme, I guess, of today's children's focus is that we know Jesus' voice. So I want to do a little experiment with you. I have some lines from characters that I think you might know. And if you do know them, what I would love for you to do is, when I've said their line, I want you to go, bah, like a big sheep, if you know who that character is, okay? And then we'll give it a moment, and then I'm going to ask you who it is. And if you're online and you want to tap in a response, that would be great too. Okay, so here is the first line. Ready? To infinity and beyond. Oh, we have a couple of people here who know that. Who is that, kind of? Buzz
Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, absolutely. Oh, that's great. And you see I have a picture here of Buzz Lightyear. It's a coloring sheet. So there's Buzz Lightyear. Very good, you knew that one.
I'm coloring all of them.
Okay, here's the other one. All right, this is a new one. Some people are worth melting for.
Bah.
You know that one, do you, Kyler? Who says that? Some people are
Olaf.
worth melting for. Who?
Olaf.
Olaf, that's right. So we have a picture of Olaf as well. Good job. All right. This one is one of my favorites. So ready? Let's see if you know this one. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Who's that?
Dory.
Dory, that's right. Dory
Finding
from
Nemo.
Nemo, that's right. One of my favorite characters. I just love that. Well done. That's fantastic. Okay, I have one more here. And this one is, well, yes, I have one more character and then a cartoon character, and then I have a real live person. So, are you ready for this one? I think moms and dads might know this one too. Ready? Me want cookies.
Bah.
All right, who's that, Kyler?
Cookie Monster.
The Cookie Monster, that's right. So tell me, how do you know who all of these characters are?
Because we've seen the movies and stuff.
You've seen the movies, that's right. And even though you're not seeing the movies, you remember what they say. So there's my picture of the Cookie Monster. And he's pretty famous for that, me want cookies.
And he's pretty famous for slang like that.
That's right. Well, I have one more picture to show you. And this is not a cartoon character. This is a real person. This is somebody who's very, very important and special and in our lives. And so I want you to think about who said this when I give you the line. Okay, and you can say bah again. Ready? So this is what this person says. Love each other as I have loved you.
Bah.
Oh, I got a lot of bars there. Who said that?
Jesus.
Jesus, that's right. Jesus said, love each other as I have loved you. And there's my coloring sheet of Jesus. And again, we have some sheep here, don't we?
Bah.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into our story today. Because you see, we're talking about sheep today. There's my sheep. We're actually going to be making some sheep if you want. There's my little sheep that I made.
I'm gonna make it.
But we're also going to be talking about the shepherd. And so I also made a shepherd's crook for you. All right? Our gospel reading this week talks about Jesus as the shepherd. It also talks about Jesus as being the gate. But the message in our gospel reading is that the sheep will follow Jesus because they know his voice. They know his voice and they trust his voice. And one of the other readings that we're going to have in our service tomorrow is the 23rd Psalm, which is the most beautiful psalm. And you probably have heard it before. And that also talks about sheep. And I wanted to talk about the 23rd Psalm, and I've actually got two Bibles to show you this morning. So this is our Spark Story Bible, which we've been looking at, but I also have this other really cool Bible that some of you older children might really like, and this is the Action Bible. And this tells all of the stories like this. So lots and lots of pictures, and then some dialogue that the characters share. I just love this book. It is so colorful, and it shows all of these wonderful stories, right? But today we're going to, again, look at our Sparks Storybook Bible. And it is about the Lord is my shepherd, right? Which is the song we're going to hear on Sunday. Now, I'm going to read a slightly different version of it for you today, but if you listen tomorrow, you'll hear something very, very similar. Now, who wrote this? Well, it's a really cool story, because do you know that the person who wrote this was a poet? Yes, he was. He was also a shepherd, so he cared for and loved sheep. That was his job. He was he was kind of little, but he did a mighty act in that he killed Goliath. Do you remember the story of David and Goliath? Well, he felled the Goliath, the enemy, with just a slingshot and a rock. And then he also became king. So he's a really, really cool fellow. And he used to write beautiful poetry, what we call the Psalms. Now, this one that we're going to read tomorrow is about sheep, but it's about how sheep would speak about their shepherd, because the shepherd loves the sheep and the sheep love the shepherd. But really what it's about is about God. It's about how God looks after us and cares for us, and how we love that care that we have from God. All right? So it's kind of cool to think a poet can be a shepherd, can be a hero by slaying the enemy and then becoming a king. But his heart was really shown in what he would write. So I'm going to read to you the 23rd Psalm, but I'm going to read it to you from our Sparks Story Bible. So David loved his sheep, and he would do anything for them. He would take them out into lush green pastures so they could eat. He would take them down to the stream so they could drink cool water. He would protect them from all kinds of different enemies, right? There would be maybe not lions, but probably wolves that would want to get in there and gobble up those sheep. If one got lost, he would go and find it and he'd carry it back. And I imagine even if they needed somebody to sing them a lullaby to go to sleep, he might even have done that. Or maybe he read some of his poetry to them. But this is what he wrote about as a shepherd caring for the sheep, as he envisioned God caring for us. Because the one thing David loved even more than sheep was his relationship with God. God is my shepherd. He gives me all that I need. He gives me wonderful places to rest and sleep. He lets me splash and play in cool, clear waters. And he helps me do what is right. I am not afraid, even in the darkest nights, because you are with me. God and your protection comforts me. When danger comes, you give me strength. My life is filled with your love, and all that I want is to be with you my whole life long. Isn't that lovely? Now tomorrow at our church service you're going to hear something just a little bit different, but it's very, very similar, and the intention is the same. I think maybe David would even have sung this particular song or psalm to his sheep as an offering of thanksgiving for the love that God had for him. Now, I think I saw a little tiny sheep peeking in, trying to be a part of this. Do you want to come up and say good morning, Kyla? Yes. Kyla was helping me today when we were identifying. Oh my goodness, Kyla, your hair's, you're like a shaggy sheep with your hair on your face.
Oscar's being crazy right now.
So, we've spoken about the 23rd Psalm. I want you to listen for it tomorrow morning at our worship service. And I want to show you the craft that you can do this week. Now, I promised again, it's things that we can easily find around the house. So because we're talking about the shepherd, I made my very own crook, which you can just make with pipe cleaners. Very, very easy. I actually took 3 of them, braided them together to make it a little bit stiffer, and then I made it into that shape. And I made myself a lovely wee sheep. Very, very easy to do. Let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to take a roll of paper toilet paper, or you can take a kitchen bowl and cut it into thirds. You're going to need some white glue, and you're going to need some batting. So either batting or white wool or cotton balls work really well. But what you're going to do is you're going to stick that all onto your paper towel, the roll, right? And you're going to put a little bit of extra on the top just to make sort of the top of the head. But you want to leave this little bit at the bottom clear because you're going to want to stick a pair of legs on. All right, and these legs I had white paper and painted them black, but if you have black paper you could do that. So then you're going to just glue your little sheep's legs on here like this. All right, very, very easy. And then you're going to cut out a sheep's face. All right, so again, I had white paper and painted it black, but you can do this in black ink, black paper. And you're going to sort of stick that onto your cotton balls there. And I love googly eyes. So I got some googly eyes. I hope you have some in your cupboard. And I stuck a couple of googly eyes on there as well. If you don't have it, you can always just use some white paint and then black paint to put the little pupils in there. The other thing that I put on my sheep, of course, is his arms. And again, all I did was I made a couple of shapes of arms, and then we're going to stick them on the side. All right. So if that's a craft you'd like to do, again, it's very easy. It's simple. It's from things that you can find around the house, and then you can make that. And if you do, I would love it if you would send me a picture of it, and then we can share those pictures on Facebook if you'd like to do that. I've had some great pictures of some of the crafts that you have all made. Well, it is, what time is it? Oh, it's only about 1:45. But let's say our prayer together, and then I'm going to go out and enjoy this lovely day. Not as much sunshine as I'd like, but it is certainly warmer, and that's a very good thing. So let's say our prayer. Let's say the Lord's Prayer together, shall we? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me this morning for our Children's Focus. Thank you for participating in sending me messages back. That's absolutely wonderful. I hope that you enjoy some of the craft ideas, that when you have a day that it's rainy or you don't feel like going out or you're sort of stuck at home recuperating, it gives you some ideas of what you can do. And also remember that we know Jesus' voice. And more importantly, Jesus knows ours. And to get to know him better, we can do some very simple things. We can read scripture, right? We can read our Bible, which tells us the stories of Jesus. And we can pray. And we can talk to Jesus that way, right? And the more we talk to him, the more we get to know him. And the more we get to know him, the more we can trust him. So remember that the Lord is our shepherd. He will be with us always. He will protect us. He will provide for us. And he will always hear us when we call. So blessings on your day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at our worship service at 10 a.m. So take care and God bless. And don't forget, stay home, wash those hands. Bye now.